Oh yeah!
Alright, hope everybody's having a good one. Welcome to Planet Coaster 2 with Cookie Pirate. Today, we've got Update 7, and... I lost my train of thought, sorry. I've got Update 7, and we're gonna keep working on the Viking Park. I have not bought the DLC yet. So far the reviews seem to be very positive about it, so I am thinking about picking it up at some point in the near future. But I'm gonna go into the park and just kind of check what the free update has brought. Some fixes, a couple additional features. Alright, and here we are. The first feature I think we'll check out is the... Oh, I see it, okay. It's that corner style right here. So what you would do when you create a line, if you turn it, so the line style's got to be straight. If it's curved, that's grayed out because it's not really applicable. But so for example, if you... Let's just do a standard line right here. Naturally, your corner is going to be curved, and it would go like that. But now if we turn that to pointed, now we have square. It's easier to demonstrate with a Q, in my opinion. So you would basically do... Oh, come on. I don't like that. Well, it's actually easier to build out, but the best way to do that too is with your angle snap-on. So, for example, build to the same height. Or, not to the same height, but length, I mean. And... that's going to make it really nice and easy to do path fitting and queue fitting in buildings. Kind of like, for example, under your ride platforms, if you build a queue kind of underneath the station. So, that's that feature right there, JP. What's going on, man? Let me clear that out. That is a nice, like, small extra, just quality of life improvement in the game. They've got a couple different radial, yep, the radial moving platforms. So to do that, what you would do is, so that's the horizontal, radial, and then rotational and vertical. So these slide up and down. These, of course, go back and forth. Your rotational just sits in one place but spins, and then the radial actually can kind of pivot around like that. So that's kind of neat. You could do some cool stuff with animatronics that way. The other big thing... is your 3-axis grid system. So if you wanted to build a... Oh, I gotta clear that. Yep. So I was looking, I was like... So let's say, for example, you want to build this right here. And you want to make it crooked. In the old way, what you would do is... Let's just turn the angle snap down to like 5 degrees. And... you could rotate it a few different ways. In the new system, you do exactly like this. Before, it just used to be you rotated a building kind of stationary. Or not stationary, but level. So let's say, for example, something like that. Now you have a crooked longhouse. Which that is a, that's a cool little feature. I don't find myself, or I should say, I don't anticipate, myself using it that much. Bromik, what's going on? I'm sure you'll get used to it, but the new music with the Sorcery Pack is awesome. Very John Williams inspired. Oh, cool. I have not bought the DLC yet. I had considered getting it today. I decided not to right away, because I just wanted to see kind of what feedback was and stuff like that, but the Steam reviews so far seem quite positive. I think the price point is really... on par. I mean, $13 for all of those scenery pieces, the new mascot, and 5 different ride types. That seems like a pretty good deal. I could go get it. Add me to the positive list. Only disappointment for me so far is the flying theater, and that's because it's not very easy to use. I can see that being a little bit of a challenge, but from my perspective, not being easy to use is one thing, because this game does have some kind of wonky components that you have to kind of play around with and figure out or learn. Once you get the hang of it, I'm thinking that will be a benefit in the sense that you can do perhaps more with it than if it was just kind of a more generic setup. But that's kind of my perspective on a lot of things in this game. So, interesting thing, I tried to pull the fixed list up. I'm actually going to pull the, there it is right there. Okay. The major, I guess, feature, so to speak, is the challenge mode. I don't really plan on doing that much. Although it could be fun, because I believe you can do it with your sandbox parks. And also the career mode parks. That's the grid system we talked about. Path tool improvements, I demonstrated that early on. That is going to be super nice. That seems like it's going to be the most useful tool in this update. And then, moving platform. The interesting thing, if you click on these update notes, it redirects you to Planet Coaster 1 for some reason. If you look at the dates, these are right, but interestingly it takes you to Planet Coaster 1. And if you try to change that, it gives you an error. So how are we supposed to find the patch notes? Back into the article. And the DLC, I will cover that real quick. What do you get? I haven't purchased it yet, but the big thing are your ride types. You have the Vekoma Kiddie Coaster. You've got the Flying Theater, as you already mentioned. That's going to be a really cool. Gale Force is kind of that swing. That's going to be neat. Then you have the LSM Raid Coaster. That's going to have the switch tracks, swing launches. Then you get the bike and sidecar coaster. That's going to be pretty cool. I think I'm more interested in the Raid coaster. You get some new scenery pieces, obviously. You get some cool scenery packs. But these are your buildings. You can actually preview exactly what type of buildings you're getting. So, the archways, that park entrances, that's going to be really cool. I like this one right here a lot. Some static display buildings that look quite nice. Some nice little centerpieces. That's cool. And just some other... Your staff facility. You've got your shops, your guest facilities. Yeah, so that's a pretty decent blueprint pack. And then all the scenery pieces here you can scroll through and see. I like these colored crystals. That's going to be neat. All of your building pieces, these kind of potion beakers, melted candles, some additional wall and roof pieces, some windows. Yeah, somebody's got to clean that out. And then just some additional scenery. These look like some just like hollow tree logs. Then you've got these mages. These are animatronics. And, oh, some special effects. What are those? Oh, the crystals and potion bottles light up? That's awesome. I like this. It isn't displaying what the special effects there are. I wish it did. I'm curious. And you get the new entertainer, which that's cool. The game needs some more entertainers. In my opinion, and I know I've mentioned this before, but they need to go back and add entertainers for the 4 free themes that they gave us in those updates. Because you can build, for example, a pirate park or a western park, but then you don't have an appropriate mascot for the park. You can only use the generic ones or other themes that are... Like, I mean, if you see a Viking roaming around on a pirate ship, well, that's... maybe that's not the worst analogy. But say, for example, if you have the aquatic guy roaming around in a park themed like the Wild Wild West, it just seems really out of place and doesn't make sense. So, I would really like to see them add those in. I wish we'd gotten some new food or drink options, but I'm sure they'll come with time. Yeah, they need to add a little bit better variety. I think Planet Coaster 1 actually still has more variety with the food and drink options than PC2. Problem is, I'd really like to go check out these update notes, these patch notes, and they're not showing up. I wonder, would they be, perhaps, if we exit out of that, and go to the main menu if they would have that listed. Shem, what's going on, man? Crystals in a cave would be great, yeah. Ah, those are credits. Well, yeah. I'm not really sure. I'll look here. Oh, that brings up your Steam. To purchase the DLC, it is $12.99. Franchise. And then you've got the challenge mode. Select park. Oh, so you've got to do a new park to do the ratings. Or to do the challenges. But you can use any sandbox, basically, that you want. And then, of course, that's all the same there. Alright, let me go ahead back into the Viking. And we really didn't do anything, so... So let's kind of continue with this, what we were doing yesterday. We've got the Angry Cow ride. We've got all of these that we can probably move and relocate to try to free up as much space over here. And that would be ideal to put down another coaster. Kind of in this blueprint area here. Or not blueprint, but this plot of land. Hello, Meganis, what's going on? How are you? We've got all of this. We did demo the wave pool and some stuff over here. I think we'll demo the rest of this soon. Got a few people going on the magic carpet ride. Do we have anybody really getting on this? Doesn't seem like much so far. But then again, all of this is kind of isolated. How's your day going? It's been okay. How was yours? Who's stuck? Oh, they're moving. Okay, there we go. That's a weird bug. Did I get the new pack? I have not yet, but I think I'm going to. Meh? I don't know whether you're saying meh at the fact I didn't get it or meh about the pack itself. Oh, I actually kind of like the view out there. You see the hypercoaster in the background, and you see this up here. Oh no, my day. Oh man. Sorry to hear that. Okay, yeah, I wasn't sure what you were referring to when I said about the new pack. Just the way the order I read your chat messages there. Oh, Maria, I missed your message there. It didn't show up for me. What in the world? Sunken Cathedral, right? Yeah, for those of you that may not get that reference, Claude Debussy, one of my favorite piano composers, wrote a um, a piece called "The Sunken or Engulfed Cathedral," in French because he was French, of course. La Cathédrale Engloutie, and it is a piece based on an old Breton legend, I think. Maybe the Isle of Yeast or something like that, where there was a cathedral that was submerged under the water, and every so often it would come up above the water, and you'd hear a cathedral, you know, with the organ playing and the monks chanting and stuff like that. It's a pretty cool. I know exactly what you were referring to. Yeah, it was one of the scenery pieces that looked like a cathedral. Alright. So I don't have to think about it later. Let me just... Alright. Multi-select. The buildings included? No, for some reason they were not. They are now. We're gonna pick these up and move them somewhere. The question is where exactly? Maybe right here? I want to get them out of the way of this stuff, though. Hold on, snap back into place. Yeah, there we go. Okay. It's good for now. That there doesn't have to move. It's these back here. Oh, here's an interesting little thing. Look at that right there. Instead, it used to just be X's and check marks, and now it's got the little lightning symbol showing you that it's the power connection that it's referring to. That's kind of sticking out in the way a little bit. Whatever. And then we've got this one over here, and I think for that... Those are souvenirs and Splash Emporium. Those should probably go by the pool. Select. Make sure both of those, and we'll move these over to the pool. Although I think I probably already have enough over here. We'll just put that there for now. I don't care all that much kind of with these buildings right now, because this is all going to change too. But I'm trying to free up space over here first. Alright, we've got a little more land to work with over in this area. I might do away with this restaurant to relocate it in a kind of a different position somewhere. as I'm just kind of looking around at a couple things. I'm still not super keen on that right there. Like all these kind of little caves down here. And a lot of people coming back into the park. That's a good sign. The crowds are starting to come through, and our park rating will jump pretty far up. Whenever you see a ton of people coming in like that and not many going out, that's a really good sign that your park is trending back up. Still might even just consider redoing this here, but I'm almost to the point where I feel like maybe redoing this would be a viable option without having to redo a whole ton of stuff. And you know, in reality too, the other option is to just shut the park down and make all of the changes with a clear park. And then you're not worried about maintaining and park rating and everything like that. And you can also, the other thing you could just do is pause. Do everything while time is frozen. But anyway. Alright, I do want to, slap a new coaster down, kind of in this area. I'm gonna open a poll. I know I talked about a Gerstlauer, but I've got a couple ideas. And I'm just going to open this up and look at a couple options. JP, what's going on, man? Okay, there we go, the poll's open. So I'm gonna let you all vote. So remember that park from last time with the sci-fi coaster I kind of made a good coaster, I feel. Good. Yeah. It takes practice, you know. some of the scenery scores are terrible. Just the deep red, and that's probably where there's like power facilities and stuff like that. Want to check it out later, and I have the RMC free as well for later. Perhaps. I don't know if we're gonna get to it today. We might do the RMC, because I know you mentioned that. I don't know about going back into the park. Like I said, I've got to get, you know, something set up where I just spend a bunch of time previewing your stuff, because it is okay. Good, it's cleaning up the. Somebody got sick on this. Oh, there's a few people on this ride. Okay, so it's getting a little bit of a crowd. All right. Oh my gosh. Oh, Maria. I've read Get Slaughter instead of Gerstlauer and remember the dying cow sound. Well, the cow was very alive and angry earlier. Yeah, he is again. Nobody's gotten sick, though, so far. That's a good thing. Oh, no. That was slightly morbid. And, literally and figuratively. Okay. So what I'm thinking we should do is find an area that's kind of tucked back away from everything. And do what I did in the tropical park and try to put a bunch of, you know, the power facilities out of the way and have a maintenance team to maintain them. Honestly, like right down here or something like that could be a decent spot for that. I'm surprised YouTube didn't remove it. Alright, so we've got one person who voted... Oh, it just changed. Okay, so 2 people have voted for Gerstlauer Infinity, and 3 for Vekoma Family Launch. I'm gonna let that go for a couple more minutes. And while I'm thinking about it, I'm gonna clean this up. This will just give us a little bit more, a little more land to work with. And we can always go back and modify terrain. Oh, I want sampled. That's what we should do as a competition for a stream for coasters. Yeah, I've thought of something like that. That is not a bad idea. I have thought about that. I'll grab that there. All this a little bit so there's not as like steep of like cliffs, so to speak. Or kind of where the terrain is recessed under the Yeah, that's better. Now we have more land to work with. That's utterly terrible. Oh, no. Oh, let me go back up and see. Will I be building this coaster, or is it going to be a competition? I haven't thought. I haven't decided. I've considered both options, because I haven't built a coaster in a while, but at the same time, I've got a whole group of people here who are really good at building coasters, so I would open that up. Alright, so we had somebody vote for a mock launch, but it looks like the Coma family is still still in the running. I'm gonna let the poll stay open for 2 more minutes, and we'll close it out, and we'll go off of the end result of that. Can I give you a coaster type and you will make it just for fun? Or are you wanting to build something possibly to use in the park? Because that will determine my answer. Yes, I'm assuming you mean yes, just for fun. Oh, just for fun because I don't make good enough coasters. I wouldn't say that. You've made 2 good, actually, I'll say 1 good and 1 excellent RMC. But if you're just looking to practice with some other different coaster types, let's go with something relatively easy. B&Ms, I feel like, are among the easier of the coaster types to build because they're just naturally smooth. So I'll give you the option between tell you what. How about a B&M Floorless? That's one of my favorite coaster types. And they're not terribly difficult to make. I can give you some of my coasters to take inspiration. Yeah, that's nice of you. Yeah, definitely that's a good idea. And it's all, hey, y'all feel free to take ideas from me and give me ideas, but absolutely I encourage you all to give each other ideas too. That's kind of how a community works. And that's what you're all part of. Is it the Sorcery Pack Family Coaster? No. No. This is... Oh! You know what? I think it's a different DLC. Let me, I believe it's the Thrill Seekers. Yeah, the LIM Launch Family Coaster. You gotta have the Thrill Seeker pack. What, the floorless coasters are your least favorite? Oh, man! I'm gonna have to agree to disagree with you on that. I love a good floorless coaster, man. Alright, do it this way. Tell me what kind of coaster you want, and I'll give you a manufacturer. Like if you want a looping coaster, if you want a hyper coaster, if you want a Woody. You tell me and I'll give you a suggestion. A launch coaster. That's the type you used for the sci-fi one. Yeah, that makes sense. I will be back. Alright, that sounds good. Shem, there is no floorless at Carowinds. You might be thinking of the stand-up Vortex, and that ride sucks. Sorry, not sorry. Alright, end of the poll. I actually let that run more than those 2 more minutes I said. It went in like another 4 minutes. So... Vekoma family launch. Tell you what. I'm gonna let you all vote on that. And, and then if any of you that do want to participate don't have the Thrill Seekers pack, you can do the Gerstlauer, because that was the second place choice. But one person already... No, 4? Yeah, 4 people have voted for me to build it. Oh gosh, okay. No promises. You're thinking of Vortex, you were thinking it got converted. I wish it would get converted, because... Vortex. Ugh. Terrible ride. I can say to this date that Vortex, I believe, is the only coaster I have ever suffered any type of an injury on. And that was earlier this year. I went on it and managed somehow to cut my hand. Give people some homework. Nah, no, we're gonna choose another coaster type for that. Tell you what. No, I'm building the coaster. But tell you what, if you all want to try to build a Gerstlauer, do it. Maybe do that. I'll do the LIM, and I'll let any of you that want to participate build a Gerstlauer. Infinity or Eurojet? I personally prefer the Infinities, but if you want to, I will not exclude a Eurojet. Either of them are fine. Let me clear that out. I think really the only big difference with them is the Infinity has the potential to add 4 rows per train, and I think the Eurofighters are limited to 2. Themed, yeah, try to make it something Viking themed. Although that's the only thing. So, anything that would fit in this park. I'm gonna end that. Alright. Can you do what you're doing with Loam by giving me a random coaster to build? Tell you what. Be back in 10 minutes with the coaster, I'm joking. Hey, if you don't want to do the, Oh, no, never mind. Sorry, I misread the name there. Yeah, you do as you see fit. JP, how about you try one of these two. Try a Mach Spinner or Ultra Spin. That'd be pretty cool. I would love to do one of these 4-dimension coasters, but they're so difficult. I think Corvus had a competition where you had people build or have the choice of one of the coaster types. Was one of these, and the people that made it was actually really cool. One of the ones that I saw, I was like, wow, that's like X2 to the next level. It was really neat. Not my cup of tea. Alright, let me go in. I've not built a family coaster in a while. I would love to do like a cheetah hunt. Except that's Intamin Blitz, not Vekoma. They're not easy to build in real life either. That's why I think there are only 3 in the world. Ah! Probably sounds about right. Alright, I don't remember. Can these go upside down? Why, for some reason, despite them being family coasters, I think they can. It cannot. Ah. There was one type of family coaster that could. And now I'm trying to remember what it was. Oh, the spinners cannot invert, but the ultra spins can. That's like a time traveler over at Silver Dollar City, I think is an ultra spin. Alright, you're back. Yeah, I was gonna tell you, if you don't like the floorless coasters, go with another B&M looper, whether it be like a sit-down twister, a stand-up, wing dive. I'm gonna lax that since you said you're not big on floorless. Just build any type of B&M coaster that has inversions. And I'll leave it at that. Let me get caught up on chat here. I look at coasters like Monster in Iowa, that's pretty much both Infinity and Euro. Same as Junker in Finland and Fury in Belgium. They're not easy. I saw that one. Jimpers, what's going on, man? I've been having tons of fun with the new coasters. The Intamin multi-launch is awesome. That looks like a lot of fun. I haven't grabbed the DLC yet, but I probably will, actually. I'm thinking I'll just get it after tonight's stream. That one looks real cool. I don't care as much about the bike coaster, but that would still be fun. Anyway, what is the coaster type that I was thinking of? It's a family coaster, but it can go upside down. It's not that. That's the Junior. If you can figure out the Intamin Blitz, please tell me the trick to it. You found a hack for it. Fun fact, the very first time I ever played this game, and I actually streamed it, the very first coaster I built was a B&M stand-up. And actually, for my first coaster, was quite decent. Man, I don't even remember. I'm not gonna keep looking through all of those. I swore there was a family type that could invert. If you put the LSM raid trains on it and use the 3rd track, you get the old gen multi-launch? Really? Oh, that's awesome. Is that like the old Blitz? Oh, that's like a cheetah hunt style, isn't it? Wait, launches trains in either direction with a magnetic propulsion system? What? I didn't know this had a backwards launch option. Those are helixes. Do they not have special pieces? What? Oh, maybe it's not meant to be full circuit. Family inverts. No, I don't think so. I've not seen that option. I can go up to 65. I think I want that about 45. It's been so long since I've built a coaster. And I actually have never built one of these before, so we're gonna see how it goes. And I hear the angry cow not far away. Moo! Oh, that was stupid! Oh man, I hope I don't scare people off with that. Sheesh. Note to self, no more cow impersonations on stream. Oh, man. Alright, let's see here. So I'm actually not really sure what to do with these. I think this is like a shuttle that passes back and through the station. I think it has the option to do that, but I'm pretty sure you can run it full circuit too. That's the type of coaster that JP built, kind of the sci-fi themed one that we saw yesterday. So you can build them full circuit, but I think you can do like a backwards pass. Think that hill's gonna give too much airtime for a family coaster? Do you think so? I mean, the launches are only going like 45. And you can always, run a test. Roll back! Use a 3-foot heartline? Okay. Wait. Oh no! Ah, I just shut the wrong one down. Because I tried to click on the LIM and it shut down my invert. Well. Alright, there we go. Let's make sure I get the right one that time. Alright, Well, let's yeah, let's taper that down. I'll turn that up to 3 feet. Not that it matters right here. The Mad Cow Coaster. Huh. Maria, we're not afraid of angry cows. I don't think I'm gonna make this super long. I can't remember. Somebody remind me what type of coaster or what manufacturer did the Snoopy's Racing Railway at Carowinds and a couple of those other, the Legacy Cedar Fair parks that got those. What manufacturer was that? I mean, I don't think it was Vekoma, but I could be wrong. Oh, they were Vekoma. Okay. Art? Oh, it may be Art. Oh, the first one was at Canada's Wonderland. I know they got one. I did not know that was the first one. The Art Engineering Kitty launch. Okay. And should we make this 1 or 2 launches? Make it 2? Tell you what, let's not make it that. Could give it some punch without being too much. Yeah. Let's give that a little bit more of a punchy launch. Oh, this can actually, just like the others can, send the LIMs upwards. Okay. I'm trying not to make this too intense. And I haven't built one of these before, so I'm kind of trying to figure out what would work with this. That's going to be a little bit of an intense drop. But I'm thinking if we have enough room to send it underneath the helix here. Oh, that's gonna clear fine. Cross out, cross over this way. Kind of follow around. Keep that thing there. Straighten the track out there. Give it a little bit of airtime. Nothing too intense. Can move those trees as needed. Oh, no, no, no. Don't take the station away. Let's build backwards. I know that's going to be the final turn, kind of into the brakes. It's been so long since I've built a coaster in this game. What does that tell you? Alright, block brakes, we can run 2 trains. Couple magnetic ones, maybe? And I do want a small pop of airtime here at the end. Alright, well, let's give that a shot. This doesn't have to be the best coaster in the world, the most exciting. Actually, before we test it, though, what we should do, let's grab 2 sections, and we'll do the smoothing tool a few times. Let's set that to forward. Alright, can't do that there. Can't, it's on the LSMs, or LIMs. Let's change it to backwards, and we'll do the same thing. Smooth it out just a little bit. Shift it that way. There we go. Ah, what just happened? Alright. Let's give it a ride. Love when you drop out of the station, you hear that sound, you'd be thinking, is something wrong with this? Alright, I think it needs to be, the speed needs to be tempered down on that. Slightly. That's a pretty basic. A short. This isn't meant to be super long and intense. How did it test? That's not bad. Should be able to run. Why can't we run 2 trains? I do feel like family coasters are pushing the envelope more now, so this is in line with that. Someone want to give that cow some hay? I mean, if I get paid. Ah! Alright, let's... Oh, now it lets us run 2. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. That's I'm wondering, should we temper the speed down a little bit on that? I have a feeling if we set that to 35, it won't make it over the top. We'll see. Oh, it does. It probably needs to go up to about 40. I think it's going to stall out up here. No, not quite. Yeah, it just barely makes it over that. That's got to be higher. That second launch is going to be punchy, though. A rollback! Uh-oh. Yep, okay. Let's set this to 40. I want to make it more punchy, though. That's got good speed. And what is that at? 45, but this acceleration rate is as low as it gets. That takes too fast, though. Honestly, at 40, I think it should make that second run fine. .40's fine for that first launch. We'll just have to check the second one. It is a fine line, yeah. Oh, that's better. That's what I had in mind. I wanted it to crawl, but not too slow and certainly not stall out. Oh, it's gonna rerun the test. Whenever I do a new park, that's gonna be really good practice for me kind of getting back into building coasters and stuff like that, because I haven't really been doing that lately, and as you can see, my coaster building ability is a little bit on the weaker side right now because I haven't done it. 5.7. Probably going to be slightly lower from stopping there. Yeah, well, it's a little more mild. The other thing we could do... No, we can't. Never mind. Doesn't have them. That's probably fine for a family coaster, though. It's not meant to be overly exciting. What we should do, though, is switch the station. Okay, there. Oh no, because now it's only allowing one. So these actually, I think, have to be double blocks. Those are blocks. We don't need triple. Just additional trim brakes. Now it should let us run 2. No! Are you kidding me? Okay, there we go. On extreme launch coasters, I like to make the first launch pretty abrupt over a short length of track. Gives it a wallop, and even though it's not the max speed launch. Yeah! You wanna get that excitement up with a punch, even if it's not the, you know, even if it's not the kind of the peak speed that the ride is reaching. It kind of reminds me, and this isn't an extreme launch coaster, but Cheetah Hunt at Busch Gardens, I think, does that really well. That first launch only gets you to 30 miles an hour, but it is sudden. And it always comes when people don't expect it, too. Because you're just kind of rolling ahead, and you don't stop on the LSM like, for example, Copperhead Strike. You're rolling, and then boom, all of a sudden. And I'll tell you, on those Intamin Blitz models, I love the sounds the LSMs make. Alright, let's I'm trying to think of a name, and I want it to be something themed around a forest. Somebody give me an idea for a name. I want it to be kind of forest themed. Ooh. Axe of the Forest. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna reuse your name for that. Especially given that at some point I may use that coaster. I like that wood sprite. Or maybe even like taiga sprite or forest sprite or something like that. What do you think of Taiga Sprite? It fits, or you could do the Forest of Imagination. I like the idea that Bromik came up with, but I wanna go more off of, you know, the actual trees as opposed to just wood, as I've thought about it more. So I've gotta look something up quick. Pygathon? Ooh. I like that. Alright, let's see what it tests out at. Yeah, 5.1. So it's slightly lower. If we could get the trains to roll without them sitting on the brakes like that, that could help a little bit. Guests won't pay $12. They won't pay $5. Ah. Alright, let's color the ride. Actually, before we do that, let's do the scenery. I think here it makes sense to use, wooden walls. If it's not at ground level, I can raise it slightly. That way. It's basically right at. It's close. Oh! Fenrir, that might be more suited to an extreme coaster. Yeah. That's a cool name, though. I will definitely be doing coaster contests whenever I get the Yukon Park started, or if I end up starting a if I get the Sorcery Pack and end up doing kind of a magic themed park, then definitely gonna have some coaster contests for that. Fenrir is the monstrous wolf from Norse mythology. Okay, I was gonna say, it sounded vaguely familiar, but I couldn't pinpoint what it actually was. Yeah, that's really neat. Let's drop that. Perfect on making a mythology-themed coaster. Well, you know, keep in mind if you use the mythology pack, that's going to be more like Roman and Greek. So Norse isn't really covered by that stuff, although you might be able to repurpose some of the stuff there. Alright, let's shut that down for now. Oh, now we get to demonstrate the corners. Yay! Let me turn the length snap off. I can try to maybe line it up just a little bit better with this building here. Except, no, it's still trying to snap right there. Interesting. Dale, what's going on, man? How are you? Kind of tie over there. And now we just need to do, I don't think we're going to do a priority queue for this ride, since it's not like one of the thrill rides. And that corner's pretty much right to the building. Oh, and that's cool. Now it actually snaps into place at the corners to make them align. That is nice. I did not notice that before. Let me undo that portion right there. Okay, there we go. Yeah, alright, that actually is nice. That comes out relatively cleanly. Alright, let's do a roof. Let me grab the floor panels for a ceiling. I can find them. Here, yeah, here it is. Alright, add to scenery group. Now we want that lined up right there. Unfortunately, it does cut into the arch a little bit unless you stack them on top, but, it's fine. Okay. And we'll go in and do just a pretty simple roof, kind of like we've done on some of our other stations. Basically, stack it that way. And we'll grab that canopy piece there. That's a 1/2 meter, so that's a 1. That's 2, that's where we want it. There we go. And then we just need the 2-meter wall piece down there. And fit it right into place on that. And we can do a little bit of terrain work over through here. Now, of course, in keeping with the theme, we're going to want this to have a lot of trees. And we could actually do a little bit of terrain work, kind of add some elevation, maybe a little bit of water. So what we could do is grab this and kind of smooth it out, kind of like what we did for the drive tire sit-down looper. That powers this coaster, so we're going to want that in the area. And the only thing if we pull it too far is that we can cover that with trees. So actually I think that location, unless we want to try to center it, because then anything we build over here would have power as well. Let's try to do it like that. Or we could actually put it inside the station, kind of on a lower level. Actually, just like that, out of sight, out of mind. Some rock work and water features would work a treat in the landscaping. Yeah! I mean, I don't want to go too heavy on that, given that it's going to be mainly a lot of forest, but I think there is some room. Oh, you know what? We could actually... Aha! Eureka! Yeah. I'm thinking if we level that out, that might be a tad shallow. So maybe we want to come through here and kind of... I don't want to widen it too much. Now let's see how that how that looks. Yeah, okay. No subtle and natural. A stream would be nice, though, yeah. As y'all have heard me say, building coasters is not really my strong suit. I like to think that doing the terrain work and landscaping is. That's just something I've done so much that I've really kind of got a good eye and a good hand for. And I like it. It's actually kind of relaxing. You don't have to think too hard. It's strictly creative. Unless you're doing something overly elaborate. And we could even add a little bit of elevation. I don't want to go too hard with that. I'm thinking maybe, for example, if we raise the terrain up on this island right here. I'm even thinking a tunnel could be kind of neat, but I don't want to... I don't want to take away from what this is supposed to be themed. I just finished... Do I want to see the RMC in my theme ride LIM now? Not right now while I'm in the middle of all of this right here. We'll check it out. I promise you we'll check it out. Like I said, I don't know if it's going to be today or if it's going to be tomorrow or something. But I have not forgotten. I just finished my coaster. It's a Giga. It's meh because it's my first B&M Giga, but here's the code. Bromix says it looks good. Yeah, well, we'll check it out at some point. Again, I don't know if I'm going to get to that today. The RMC I will try to get to today, but I don't know about the park and the LIM coaster. I'm going to try to reroute this path and straighten it out now that we're going to have a bigger crowd coming through here. Ah, Shem, I'm sorry, I didn't see what you posted. Hiccup, sorry. Did I check out the new flying theater? I looked at it on the website, the news update, but I did not get the DLC today. I'll probably do that soon. Can actually raise that terrain up a little bit. I don't want to go too high with it. Yeah, that's a bit much. Temper that down just a tad. Okay. Yeah, I don't think there's really much room for a tunnel. So, a way to make runestone type rocks would be good. I want to say there's... because I know there's these, so, like, you can use these, or they have this here that has that. So you kind of just have to... Love the wailing bovine ghostly muzz. No. I'm getting sick of hearing it personally. I might get rid of that ride. Especially now that we have this. Alright. What I do want to do now is go in and add... Which of these? Yeah, Tiger Rocks. How large? Oh, those are good size. Well, you know what? Those actually fit okay there. Although... It may make more sense to go with some smaller... Yeah. Because some of those are medium size. And of course they drop them right underneath my track supports. Align to surface has to be on. Can add a few here. Oh, that doesn't look bad. Actually, this line of trees back here acts nicely as kind of a natural barrier. I think we've got room for a couple large ones kind of in just some of these spots here. But I don't want to do too much. Alright, let's add trees. Align the surface, we can... Not that high. Oh, not right in the middle of the track. Come on. Put one of those giant Intamin silencers. Almost feels like it's gonna need it. It's like every couple minutes all I hear is... Oh wait, I said I wasn't gonna do any more impersonations. I was gonna make kind of an off-color joke, but in order to keep the stream, you know, at least moderately appropriate. Let me see. Buy it now and play. I might get it tomorrow, man. Like, I've looked and I'm pretty impressed. And for 13 bucks. Let's see. I would not say your B&M Hyper is mad. Just wrote it. It's awesome. My only criticism is too much brake run at the end. Other than that, I loved it. I really need to try to set something up where you all can, like, share your creations with each other and stuff like that. The only thing about these trees is you have large selected, but these are truly large. A lot of these other ones are kind of more along the lines of medium. No. No! Well, actually, no. Yeah, because that one is too tall. I was gonna say it was probably okay there. That's what I want. Yeah. No. No. There we go. No. It's like spin the wheel and see what type of tree you get, and I hope it fits where you want it. Alright, well, yeah, that one there is fine. It's a little close to the track. I like those there, the spruce. I remember in my front yard, I had a blue spruce, a black spruce. I really liked them. And we had wild raspberries that grew through them. Like through the branches and stuff like that, or around, I should say. In between the branches. And those raspberries were delicious. I think that there looks pretty good, and let's just try to give it some color. Try to go with some more natural colors instead of this bright blue and purple. For the supports, I'm thinking we go with brown. Kind of to match the color of the wood. We could even go with something a little bit, kind of like that, more grayscale. A little bit less saturation in the color. And then for the top track, so the rails are going to be this. Yeah. Maybe for this we go with more of a deep green. I actually do kind of like the dark teal track. But we'd probably have to temper that back a little. Kind of feels like it fits like water. Actually, we should switch that. I think we should try to keep it uniform. And then the cars, let's go with, well, we're looking here. So area 4 is going to be the lap bars and the wheels. Area 1 is going to be that. Yeah, that stands out nicely, I think, against the... Anyways, I'm going to stay for a while. Alright, good deal, man. Let's see. Might be overkill for this ride, but the ruins of a church would make a good theme for a Viking coaster. It really would. Or even not even necessarily ruins, but, even like one of those old wooden churches kind of overlooking a fjord or something like that. It could absolutely be a really suitable design. Alright, let's go back in here. That's going to be the top, so maybe we go with something a little bit brighter. Maybe that teal. Yeah. And then we can change that. Change the seats to maybe the brown. Do we want to add... Yeah, you know what? Since kids will be going on this, I think it would be cool to add a camera somewhere. And also in a place where we could capture the scenery. Excitement's too low right there. Where would be a good place? Oh, yeah. I'm thinking right here toward the end of the ride. Oh! I think that's pretty good right there. Alright, we'll add a photo kiosk. Maybe like right up against. Or we could do there and place the scenery on the opposite side. Maybe, yeah, that would probably be better. It's a little bit less in the way, so to speak. And then if we grab a blueprint for one of the small shops. There we go. We can modify that terrain a little bit if we need to. Actually move that slightly, and yeah, we probably should just kind of bump the terrain up over here a little bit, just to try to... Oh! Don't push, I wanted to flatten. Still a tad low, so we actually need to raise it. There we go. I think we got ourselves a nice little shop set up there. This ride is good to open. Let's get this ride open. Hopefully a good turnout for it. I think it looks good. Alright, what I do think I'm gonna do real quick, though, is we're gonna demo this path here. And these curves. And I want to try to widen it. Angle snap off. Kind of like... Let me grab a couple stamps. Just do kind of like that. That'll tie in a little better. Except that messes it up a little bit there. And we can clean all of this up another time. Maybe we move these trees back a little bit. And then what we can do is just run a line kind of right back here. And then what we'll do is tie that in, clear that, and we'll have... We can fine-tune that as needed. Hey, Andrew! Haven't been able to check out the update or DLC yet, but does it seem like a decent update in DLC? The free update, it kind of feels underwhelming, but I think that's because we've just got so much with the last ones, and there's really not much to the free update, but from what I've heard, people have said the DLC is worth it. I haven't gotten it yet. I probably will within the next day or two. I've heard it's well worth it. A couple people in chat earlier were saying that they're really having a good time with it. The coaster types are fantastic, and that the scenery itself is also pretty good. I will give you a quick tip. You can actually... I'll pull it up on screen real quick for you. So if you go onto the Planet Coaster website and you look, just hit that right there for now. So you see the preview of this, but then if you click, you can actually go in and look at all of the stuff. So you can see the rides, you can scroll through, you can see the types. They have the Flying Theater, the Gale Force, which is like a kind of a giant swing, and then your 3 coaster types. And then if you wanted to, you can scroll down, you can look at the actual scenery pieces, but they've got all of that right there. Scroll through them and look around. They've got a couple new animatronics, they've got a few special effects, and then what I thought was really cool is you can actually see the blueprints. So these are the exact buildings that you get, you know, by default. And then, of course, the entertainer. So. There's a bit of a crowd actually going all over there already. Oh wow, thanks, that's cool. They did have that on their site like that. I don't believe they did that for Planet Coaster 1. Yeah, I don't know. I actually, I didn't play PC 1, so I got 2 in early January, so that was kind of my introduction to the game.
the move.
Yeah, it seemed like Update 7, when they were going over it, it seemed really lackluster and nothing too crazy. The DLC seems cool, we'll grab it. Yeah, I'm probably going to pick it up in the next day or two. It seems well worth it, and for only 13 bucks, that's a good price point for it. I would not pay 20 bucks, but $12.99, I have no problem with that. Let's go through and just add a... That's actually drawn a decent crowd so far. That's a good sign, and the kids are getting on it too, so... It's a good scenery bonus, though. I would like to try to get that excitement a little bit lower, but these two are on... Or a little higher, but these two are on point. Forces are mild. That seems like it's worked out fine. Alright, there's a good point to save. I do want to check out, JP's, RMC. Yeah, I told him I would check that out. Just go into a blank. Gerstlauer Viking theme Infinity Coaster is ready whenever you want to look at it. Doesn't need to be tonight, but just let me know and I'll share the code with you. Somebody built 13, wow. Alright, there's the RMC. Let's check it out, JP. Bralmick, you can share the code if you want. It's a nice, very short little pop of airtime before the lift hill, and it actually sent it out of the station pretty quick. This is a fast lift hill. Alright, that was a cool coaster. I like the layout of that. I did notice a lot of the transitions are pretty janky. And I don't know what the cause for that. It might just need to be smoothed a couple times. Let me get caught up here in chat. Alright, Lumaganas, have a great evening. Thanks for hanging out. The one dev from Frontier said he was going to upload the park that they built for the marketing for Update 7 and the Sorcery DLC. I'm not sure if you were interested, but should be live now. That would be cool to check out. I guess if you don't have it, you can still view everything in the park, but just can't make any changes to anything that has paid DLC. Yeah. Okay. I'll have to take a look at that. Is that something y'all would be interested in if we can access the park, if we go in and take a look at the stuff? So anyway, with this coaster, it really does have a good layout, really nice twister layout. The one thing I'm seeing, and I mentioned how some of the transitions are a little bit janky. I also think some of these turns need... Like, here's a good example right here. I think this needs a little bit more banking in some spots, especially coming up into here. It has almost none coming up into that break run right there. But overall, I like the layout. It's got some good elements. Minus 2.8 on the negative Gs. That's funny. And yeah, you can see the laterals are a little bit high in some spots, probably because of they need a little bit more banking. Alright. Bralmic, let me check your coaster out, and then we'll go check a look. We'll go take a look, check out that park. If we can get to it. Oh, that's it right there. That is small. Compact, I like that. I have a lot of difficulty. I don't know about the rest of you, but I have a lot of trouble building coasters in really small footprints. Like, you see how many times this crosses over itself? I can already see these are very closely placed. And it fits a lot of stuff in a very comparatively small footprint. I have a lot of trouble doing that, so I already like that. Let's give this a ride. There's a launch and a vertical lift hill. I like that hang time. Ooh, I like that hang time. Wow. Nice, a little bit beyond vertical. Oh, head chopper. Another head chopper. What a beautiful station. That was really cool. Look at that test result. Wow. That's really good. Yeah, I really like this. Great footprint. It's got a really nice mix of elements. How many inversions was that? 7? Yeah. I did notice, I think it was after... Trying to remember exactly where it was, but it did have a couple little bit jerky spots that probably just needs a very minor smoothing or something. This might be my favorite part of the ride, just this extended, what is that? That's like a Sidewinder or something. Or not Sidewinder, but I'm trying to remember the term for it, but I just love the extended hang time up at the top of that. My only real criticism I noticed, this here, I think it takes this much too abruptly. I would, and I know you are a little bit cornered with this track right there. I would say, even at the risk of bringing it slightly out of its really compact footprint, because this right here just felt really awkward. The other transitions, even where it was a little bit janky, nah, that wasn't significant. This right here was. The ending drove me crazy. If I can fix it, I will, but that was literally the best I could do without killing everyone on the train. Well, and you know, I know you are a big fan of doing separate exit and entrance stations, but honestly, I would be okay if you just did, all on one, just opposite side, entrance and exits. And instead of this exit station, that would give you room maybe to kind of reprofile the very end of the ride. If you insist on keeping them separate, then I think maybe what you do is, instead of trying to weave around like this, maybe you have it come back around a little smoother. Feel free to tear it apart and adapt it how you like it. I won't be upset. I know I really like what you did with it. Maybe I'd just be playing around a little bit with the end, but I'd experiment with it a bit. But this is really good. Like, I like the way the station looks. The trees and the rocks look really good. Like I said, I love how compact this is. You just don't see that on a lot of coasters. That is nicely done. I would definitely use this. Alright. Let me see how I can get that park. That's JP's park that he updated. We'll check that out another time. Well, the question is, where do I go to get that, Oh, I like that banner plane. This classic airplane. That's so cool. Oh, that it's not showing up. I forget the name now. I would have to go through their live stream from the other day to get it. He said he would upload today when everything went live. Forget the park name they said it was. Let me... I'm gonna try to Google it on... Yeah, I'm not seeing it so far. Man, I would really like to check that out, though. I suppose we could just... I'm leaving, so if you want, check it out, go ahead. We'll look at it. Yeah, looking for something else at the moment. See, these are all just, it looks like just the rides and stuff like that. I'm looking for the sorcery park that they had said. Why is park not showing up in this, though? Oh, here we go. Except these filters really don't even seem to be helping. Man. And I just searched a couple times and it isn't even coming up. So... Alright, I'm gonna jump back into the park for a couple minutes. I'm probably gonna end in a few minutes here. And the time's gone by fast tonight. Oh! That is the park that we were in. Checking the rides out. Gonna check Twitter. Yeah, let me know if you find it. Maybe they tweeted it out on the Frontier account. Yeah, they could have. What's up, Reese? What's going on, man? flies when you're having fun, yeah. Well, and when you're focused on stuff... Whoa, that got laggy for a second. It looks like it's good now. Yeah, that's definitely a lot better. JP, I said I would look at the RMC. That we checked out. I said we would get to the park. I said I don't know if it would be tonight. I said we would definitely do the RMC, because you mentioned that yesterday. Gotta rewatch the stream. Heard you gonna say end soon. Yeah, I mean, I'm not jumping off right now, but in the next little bit. Yeah, look at that. The crowd is coming right back up at the park ratings, back at 4.9. It was 3 something when we started. Let me see what a good, No, I looked at the RMC. I went and got the RMC and rode it and checked it out. I wonder if you maybe stepped away when I did. Oh, these are... Oh man, this thing is actually even more compact. You know what? That fits perfectly back here if we draw a crowd out this way. That might be the place to put it, honestly. If we don't move that there. Could even fit over here, except, you know, I think we were going to try to put the hydraulic. Yeah, here's the family launch coaster that I made. It's got a crowd. That's a good sign. That the coaster from the new update? No, this was from the Thrill Seekers pack. Oh, somebody just broke a trash can. Out! I was just in coincidence looking down this way and saw that. Yeah, I've not gotten the sorcery pack yet. Probably will. Oh, somebody broke that. Nice. Did somebody... Oh, no, that's just kind of oddly placed, kind of with the shot there. Duplicate the trash can. JP, I said we would... We'll check the park tomorrow. Okay? Not sure on the spelling, but the park is called Vespers Keep. Oh, that's the name of the entertainer. Okay. If you go on the stream from like 2 days ago and listen from like 8:35, they say the name. Alright. Let me save over that. If I can get into it great. If not, then I'll probably get ready to call it a night. Alright, JP, have a great night, alright? Appreciate you hanging out. Oh yeah, well, that's it right there. You don't own one or more of the DLCs required. Well, we'll see if I can get into it. I appreciate you looking that up, finding it. Continue. Okay, so yeah, it does let you go in and just look around. This park only has 800 people in it and a 2.1 rating. Like, that looks really good though. Alright, yeah, you can see the different scenery types and all. The coaster types, that's gotta, yeah, that's the bike coaster. Switch track. That castle up here looks really good. What is this for? It's like you're going deep down into a dungeon for something. I fixed the ending and smoothed it out. If you're planning to use it in the park, please re-download. Alright, I will check on that tomorrow when I jump on. Oh, that's for this right here. Is this? That's got to be the Vekoma Kid coaster. Question is, will it let you ride it? No, it will not. I like how they built the bridge for the railroad. Is this the... Oh yeah, it is the taiga biome. It's the same one in the park that we're in now. Wow. Yeah, you can see all the... Curse of the Forest. Interesting name for that ride. Ironic. Yeah, unfortunately we can't even ride them and stuff. But that does look really fun. And then we had the kid coaster and the motorbike one. That is beautifully done though. I gotta step up my scenery game. Yeah, that is gorgeous though. Seeing all of that, checking that out. If I got this, would you all want to see me start a new park with the scenery, the sorcery, theme, and the scenery, I guess I could say. Because I know I was planning on starting the Yukon themed part. You can ride the movie flyer, can you? Can't ride that. Yes, please start a new park. Oh, Flying Theater. Oh, so it's... No, I can't ride it.
Yeah.
It doesn't let you ride the rides without owning it. You can just kind of see it. Can it also have a pirate theme? Wizards and pirates? That could actually be a really interesting park. I'll have to think about that though, because I don't want to give up on that Yukon theme that I had. So I'll have to think about that, but I'm pretty set on this. This looks like a really good DLC pack. Curious what it looks like in the daytime. Yeah, this is one of those parks that needs to be open from like 6 in the evening until like 6 in the morning. Total nighttime. Although it does look pretty in the daytime too. Wizards and pirates and stampeders, oh my. Alright, before I go, I've got to make a terrible joke. I cannot resist. I'll have to get that wizard mascot and name my park with only 2 letters. And that way, I can pretend to be a guest, walk around and sing, "Oh, we're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz." Ah, that was terrible. I'm gonna see myself out. Dang it, my bad. Sorry you couldn't ride that. Nah, it's okay, man. It was worth a try, but... Alright. On that note... Oh, Shem. I don't think he was too amused with that one. On that note, I'm gonna get ready to call it an evening. And... Use the dying cow. Oh my gosh. Alright, so we should be back on tomorrow. And I'm not 100% sure what I'm gonna do, but we'll figure it out. We'll definitely be getting this, if not tomorrow, then later this week. And tomorrow we'll check out JP's park, because he asked, and I think Jimpers had something that he wanted me to look at, but I don't remember. But I'm gonna try to set something up where y'all can spend a little more time looking at, at people's stuff. So. Alright, anyway, thank you all for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope to catch you back next time. And as always, until then, take care, stay safe. We'll see ya.